Kyle, you're muted.
There we go. Now we're unmuted. One of these days
Yeah.
we'll get this right at the start.
Hey guys. Whoa.
And
That's
look at who's
Marcelo.
joined us just in
Hey
time.
guys,
Well.
try my microphone. Is okay?
You're
Yeah,
doing
it's
great,
okay.
Yes.
Marcelo, and we
Yeah.
are live, so everybody's
Oh,
hearing you
nice.
checking.
My computer
Welcome.
is very old.
We got to get you a new computer. Welcome everyone to the Radiant Black live stream for Radiant Black issue 32. I am your host and series editor Michael Basudel. I am joined by series co-creator and co-writer Kyle Higgins,
How's it going, everybody?
series co-creator and artist Marcelo Costa,
Hey,
and current arc guest artist Eduardo Ferragato. Say hi, Eduardo.
Hey guys.
Today we are going to be talking about Radiant Black, the second issue of our new rebuild era. It is worth mentioning that there will be spoilers, so if you haven't read Radiant Black 32, maybe you forgot it was out, now is the time to leave, go read it real quick, and come back and join us probably for like the back half of this chat. And with that, let's talk about issue 32, guys. Is there anything sort of generally you'd like to talk about before we get into it?
It's fun to be back. I mean, that's kind of the predominant thing. I mean, we've been obviously all working on this book for years at this point, but coming out of the Catalyst War and having an opportunity to catch our breath, make plans for the future, get back on top of books, or on top of our monthly issues it's been great. So it's really fun. We're actually literally right before this live stream, we're like putting the finishing touches on issue 33, which goes to the printer tomorrow. So that will be out in the coming, I guess, in 4 weeks exactly. So yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. What about you guys? What you Eduardo, you guys just wrapped up on a pretty intense schedule and fun werewolf bat vampire romp.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about kind of where we're at starting up here with issue 32 and going into 33?
Yeah, I'm loving this arc, the dating thing, the new villains is all too good and I'm having a ton of fun doing it. That's it, I guess. My complaints will be on issue 33, my ideas that didn't come out. I'm
We'll
still
talk about that
frustrated.
next month,
Yeah,
Eduardo.
yeah.
I love your ideas.
It's not a bad idea. We just simply did not have. It's a whole arc in and of itself. We did not have room in issue 33 to fit it in. We'll tell you more about that next month. Let's talk a bit about issue 32. And I want to start
Yeah, let's do
on
it.
the first page with a guy in a nice car who, he gets accosted and then he accosts right back. I want to talk a little bit about this arc and how it's sort of playing with the fallout of the Catalyst War and everything that we had happening building up to it. Why is this scene at the start of this issue? What are we doing here?
Well, there's some other things going on with the status quo of Chicago in this rebuild. And I'm not sure that you're not really, I don't want to put this. This scene on page 1 probably won't at first blush you're not supposed to know all the context of it. But there are a lot of things going on in the city with regards to like any place that's gone through a disaster or wreckage, there are all sorts of vultures out looking to snatch up everything from property to really it's a lot of property. And I almost spoiled something there. I had to be careful. But there's a lot of developers looking to snatch up property, and in particular, you have areas like Pilsen, kind of on the south side, and other areas in the city that are really prime real estate. And so, with outsiders coming in and the community kind of banding around, not wanting to leave, that's some of the dynamic that you're starting to see on page 1. And then later in this issue, you see kind of what that looks like with regards to, the leader of a group in this area, of this gang. And we'll talk more about her as we get to her, but we really are just kind of like setting the stages here in the city for a lot of the problems and tensions that are going to be coming up in the subsequent issues as a result of the Catalyst War ending and the rebuild beginning.
Sure. Speaking of consequences, Marshall's got some pretty sick looking bruises that he simply cannot explain to this doctor. I'd love to talk more about, as you were just saying, we're talking about the consequences of the Catalyst War and these things having an effect on people and their lives. Was it always the plan that we would be exploring how they affect Marshall in his regular life as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's like that's like one of the kind of fundamental things about this book that we've always come back to, which is that the personal is as important as the superhero. And so, somebody's cat. I thought that was my cat in the background. Usually it is. Must be Marcelo's
It's my
cat.
cat.
Oh,
It's my
your
cat.
cat sounds exactly
Sorry.
like my cat, but
Yeah,
I can see my cat over here. And normally, no, that'll be him very soon. But no, the juggling of the personal and the superhero, the professional, is really, I mean, that's the core of this book. And now in our kind of new era, looking at that as Marshall's trying to really kind of make, I don't even want to say make a name for himself, but just like level up as both a hero and a person and kind of grow up a little bit. And how is that gonna, how is it going to have an effect, the superhero life, on the personal life? And with Catalyst, it's tough to balance some of that stuff in the Catalyst War, the slice of life kind of stuff. But it was important to us that we get back to a lot of that in issue 32 here.
Absolutely. Before we get to the next scene, which is Marshall joining Kieran and friend on a bit of a stakeout, I just want to talk a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't have Joe Clark with us right now. I just want to talk about the text that Marshall gets from Kieran and how many different versions of this we went through.
Should we read some, Michael, on
I
stream?
mean, I've only got the one that I've got in the script open. I don't have the rest of the list handy. Do you have it?
Oh, yeah. I can find it. Guys, give me like 20 seconds here.
The one I have from the script is you bought a cameo from the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I don't know which voice Joe was imagining. I have to assume Jaleel White, right?
You know what? He's never specified. I figured it was Ben Schwartz, but I guess not.
Fair enough. We will never know. While
Yeah,
Kyle pulls that up,
Yeah.
Eduardo and Marcelo, I'd love to talk to you guys about, I guess, drawing this book. We talked about balancing the superhero and the human sides of Marshall's life. When you're drawing the book, you have to do that as well. Do you guys have a preference between drawing, you know, normal talking heads, like regular human stuff, versus big cosmic action? Is there something you like doing more? Is there something you hate doing that you've never told us?
I like doing both, especially Marshall life is very amusing for me to draw. I like to give him funny expressions, to make him eating every time I can, uh, and I especially now with the dating and all the things that's happening in his life. I think I'm having more fun with the regular days of Marshall than with the superhero, you know. do you got the question, Marcelo? Do you want me to translate, or I think you're
Oh,
muted.
Marcelo's.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be.
we
No,
can.
we
Nope,
can't hear you,
we can't
Marcelo.
hear you.
Maybe you could mime your answer.
Oh, now he should. Now it should work, Marcelo.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
Yep.
Now we can.
I love both, but yeah, but I missing the capitalist war things about the galaxy. I love galaxy wars and these things, spaceships uh, and aliens. I love this.
I don't miss the buildings.
I but Catalyst War was a very very work, you know, so much
Hmm.
buildings and battles
Uh,
is too much for us. But I miss this.
let's not destroy Chicago again, please. Let us
Please,
rebuild too.
please, let's
No,
destroy
no
Chicago.
promises. Um, have we done a stream together since we were all in India?
I think not.
Sorry?
Oh, Marcelo, I was asking if we have done a live stream together since the three of us were in India together.
Desde que a gente veio da Índia, a gente fez uma live? Não, né?
No, no, no.
Oh, we should talk about India a
Yeah.
little bit too, Michael. Maybe towards the end we can talk about this awesome trip we all took to Chennai. They gave us a trailer, which is pretty cool. And I've even got a little bit of some early video here that I could probably pull up some stills and everything. But
Great. Well,
Ah,
let's
you
talk
got
about that a
footage.
little later.
yeah, I do. In the
Nice.
meantime, before we move on,
Oh,
do you want
nice.
me to? Yeah, yeah. Do you want Michael? Do you want me to hit some of these joke alts that we have?
I want to be really clear, Kyle, that I only want to hear the ones that are legally safe. And I'm confident that there are at least 2 or 3 in there that we would get in a lot of trouble if you read out loud.
Yeah. I mean, I see a
Yeah.
few, but
Yeah,
we'll
there's
figure it out.
one.
All right, here we go. Our very first one was it was a Digimon one, wasn't it, Michael?
Yes.
I don't have that one.
It was something like you know what a Digimon is, and that's how
Yeah.
I learned that you, Kyle, don't know what a Digimon is.
No, I figured it out, but it wasn't that you know what a Digimon is. It's that you have a lot of Digimon.
Yeah,
No, I think it
maybe
was.
something
You
like
know what a Digimon is? The first one we got on the script.
Was it?
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay, well, that was the very first one. Here are the others. You wrote in the Hamburglar for president. Your go-to karaoke song is "My Heart Will Go On," and then there was an addition, the instrumental version.
Wait, aren't all karaoke songs the instrumental version?
Yeah, but I think it's a low-key like you're so bad at karaoke, everyone just wants to hear the instrumentals over. Okay, you haven't talked to your dad in 13 years, but you bought a cameo from the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. You once called the you once called the AT&T lady your waifu.
Oh, Joe, I worry about you sometimes, my man. Wherever you are, God bless.
He's like very sick right now, by the way.
Yeah.
So
And are all
Yeah.
of these real about Marshall? Would you say, Kyle?
My official editorial decision is that if they're not in the book, they're not officially official. But they may all be true.
okay, hold on. We've got more. All right, so the other ones are we're getting into some of my favorites. You complained that Plants vs Zombies lacked immersion.
Okay, that's pretty good.
You call tater tots tatty teas. You said Mr. Belvedere was low-key goated.
Kyle, I have to know. Do you know what that means?
Mr. Belvedere? Yeah, it's like the vodka that I like.
Okay, cool. So
Oh, is that
okay,
not?
great. No,
Okay, we
I'm
can
so
talk
glad
later.
we didn't use that.
You once ate a dead bug because you thought it was a pocket raisin that escaped. The first time we ate together, you took half my fries, and when I asked for them back, you said that broke Marshall's law. You you asked if you could wear your pants Uncle Willie style and never explained what that was.
That's a good one.
I've seen you dab recently. You did the ice bucket challenge by yourself because no one challenged you. You once told
that's
me
sad.
Five Nights at Freddy's fell off. You invented a
Kyle,
wrestling
wait, sorry,
move.
I'm sorry. We have to. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I'm aware. I know what these are, Michael.
Okay.
I'm not super non-versed. Is that a word? It might be a word. Yes, I'm aware of Five Nights at Freddy's and the fall off. You invented a wrestling move called the Mochachi. I've
Now
seen you
he
drink
has to do this in the he must do this in the comic. He must apply the mochachi.
the Mochachi. I've seen you drink a packet of syrup when you think no one's watching. And of course, the one we went with, you once said the most underrated superhero team was the Burger King Kids Club. It was a tough choice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and we were swapping those out until I think literally the day that it went to the printer. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Joe. We sort of have done this a couple of times in a row where we've been like, Joe, this isn't at 100 yet. Can you just like get us a couple options? And Joe always comes back with a truly unhinged list of nonsense.
See, this person totally understands me. It's the vodka.
It's okay. Cool. Yeah.
Come on, Thanks, James.
All right. From here, Marshall visits Kieran and a guy who is really not paying as much attention as he should be. Eduardo, can you tell us about Helldivers?
That guy is doing what he was supposed to be doing to keep Earth safe for Marshall to be Radiant Black, you know. Helldivers
So
is
this-
a game from Arrowhead that now we're on the Helldivers 2. But I've played Helldivers 1 and I've been playing Helldivers 2. I'm 350 hours in already. So Kyle was gentle enough to put a reference to Helldivers on the comic, you know.
Yeah, we actually that was a fun jam session, Eduardo. It was late at night, and I wrote the Candy Crush. What are we doing? Infringing First Amendment rights and crushing some Candy Crush or something like that. And I thought it would be fun for you guys if the guy in the van and the Circle Guy News crew, by the way, were actually playing Helldivers remote play. And you brilliantly dropped in the For Democracy.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
appreciate the ad.
You can't talk about Helldivers without talking about democracy, you know. Because
Exactly.
I tried to make Kyle play Helldivers, but I learned that he don't even play the PlayStation, you know. So it was a tough one.
Well, I would like to. I just don't have time. We make a lot of books, guys.
Yeah, but it was a fun one, yeah.
That's not the most important thing going on in this scene, to be clear. Kieran is
Yes, it
staking
is.
out. It's not, Eduardo. I'm so sorry. Kieran is staking out our timeline version of the parallel timeline guy named Roger who was murdered last issue.
Please explain to
Kyle-
me again that maybe the public wouldn't understand, you know.
Okay, so last there were and Kieran gets into this, so this is not spoilers. There were a bunch of people in last year's Supermassive who got saved from the alternate timeline. And it turns out that when you bring a bunch of people to another timeline, there's all sorts of logistics you have to worry about that Rogue Sun and Inferno Girl Red and the Dead Lucky weren't really thinking about at the time. So Kieran has been responsible for like getting these guys into witness protection and, you know, finding places for them to go that aren't places where they'll be recognized as a person who already exists. And unfortunately, a couple of them have started turning up dead, which is sort of bad, is I guess how I would describe it. And the one that we saw last week was a man named Roger, and we see here that his current version, his existing timeline version, is alive and well and just a boring suburban dad. Kyle, can we talk? I think we talked a little bit about this last month, but now that we've sort of gone a bit more into it, can you talk about where the idea of spinning that consequence of the supermassive into this issue came in?
Yeah, it's a really interesting. It's an interesting one because originally when we were doing Supermassive, um, that was we had this little conundrum about the ending, and as far as like the fact that the universe is ending, basically, or this timeline is ending, I should say, but all of these heroes, like the idea, especially with what Satomi and Dylan and everyone talk about in the car, like the idea that you choose who you save versus you're doing the work because that's the work of what you do and being a hero and everything else. It always felt like a little bit of a disconnect that at the end it's like, yeah, this timeline's going to end. There's nothing you can do about it, much less the people that are in it. And so it was actually Matt Groom who had suggested we, you know, basically have our heroes try to bring back as many people as possible. And that basically meant a slightly complicated proposition, which is like, how do you grab as many people from the Chicagoland area as you can and get them through a donut shop? How many can you really get back? And then what do you do with them once they're here? And as we all started developing the rebuild era and talking about the different issues that we wanted to touch on, it felt like that was a dangling thread that had a lot of potential to it as we moved forward here because of both what it represents, a connection to the other timeline and Catalyst War, and there's still fallout and repercussions as a result of the story, but also with the state of the country in Chicago in this rebuild and their feelings about Radiant Black and Marshall's kind of greatest fears about himself. It felt like a really good engine for creating some divisiveness and some conspiracy, because that's something you don't, I think right now, probably without getting political or anything, like you can understand how that would be something a little different for a superhero to have to combat. Superheroes have had to fight against, bad public perception for a long time. I mean, that's part of Spider-Man's MO and J. Jonah Jameson and everything else. But the idea of like, yeah, I don't want to spoil. I'm trying to be careful. I can't spoil anything here, Michael. You're gonna have to mute me if I go too far. But it comes out of, use the whole buffalo, like use all the parts of the buffalo. And this was a part that we did in Supermassive that when we took a step back and looked at what we wanted to do post Catalyst War, it was like, oh my gosh, that is like, God, that bit would make a great bowstring on our bow and arrow, keeping our buffalo metaphor going here. And that's we're just kind of in the early stages of what that means and is going to look like here.
Absolutely. Speaking of public perception, Radiant Black saves a girl from being just fully hit and killed by a car, and her dad is not heaps happy about it. Hey,
Yeah, I think that's I think that's a fair.
I think this is the most big text we've ever put on a single page.
Yeah, I'm gonna load that one up because this is one of my favorite pages. This whole sequence is like one of my all-time favorites that we've done.
I have to shout out this next page, splash page. You guys and Rod on colors knocked it out of the park.
Thanks, Michael.
I have a lot of buildings in Paragraph.
Yeah. At least they are not destroyed buildings. They are a bit easier to draw.
Okay, so let's talk about it while Kyle shows these pages. Why are destroyed buildings harder? Is it because they're not all straight lines?
Yeah. You have to think about all the destruction and all the structures that you know, it's harder, you know.
Okay, so you guys would
Yeah.
prefer, just so I know for the future, either a featureless flat plane or
Yeah.
lots of very well constructed buildings.
If you will destroy everything, leave it just
Okay.
you know,
Flat, like level to
yeah,
the ground
yeah,
is fine.
yeah. Destroy everything. You know?
This is good to know for Catalyst War 2, even more Catalyst War. It's
Even more
useful
Catalyst War,
information
yeah.
for us.
And why they don't do like the tokusatsu heroes that take the villains to a rock cliff or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
we'll
you
go
know?
to a quarry or a black
Yeah, yeah.
dimension with smoke on the ground. Yeah,
Yes.
all right. We can talk about that for the future, I'm sure. So Kyle, Marshall downloads Raya.
Yeah, I think it's actually Raya, but
It's
or
Raya.
Is
Is
I
it?
don't-
I'm
is it Ra-
I'm
is it
never
Raya?
going to be famous enough to use the celebrity dating app. It's simply not important for me to know what it's called.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
And this
Can we
is
talk
yes.
a little bit about this
You
dating
could enter as
profile?
Mr. Masterverse.
No,
could.
that's nothing, and we're not even going to
Eduardo.
pretend that's anything.
Eduardo, can you draw a profile picture of Michael as Mr. Masterverse for
What?
the Raya dating profile?
Guys,
Yeah.
you have to get approved.
can.
This joke isn't gonna. I did so much research into this app just to do the design of this phone screen.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Eduardo, can
I'm
we
hearing you, Michael.
I'm on
Yeah,
it.
I know, and that never stops you. Eduardo, can we talk about this profile picture?
Yeah.
Eduardo, can you draw?
Give
Do you
me
want to
the
draw
directions,
Michael's?
Yeah.
Do you want to draw Michael's while we're on stream?
No. I don't mean my profile picture. I mean Radiant Black's profile picture where
Ah,
he's
that
doing a
one.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys asked for ideas for funny profile pictures for Radiant Black. And I think that was the first one, right? The first idea that I came up with.
Yeah,
I
this
definitely
was
that I
don't
the-
remember
draw,
seeing
you know.
anything else.
I think we had some idea. Kyle sent some ideas, then I had this one, and we go with that. I'm waiting for people to make the memes that they I provide the image for them to make memes, but I haven't seen any memes so far. You know.
Well, it
Well,
looks like
maybe
the
we'll have
chat
to do
wants
some.
Marshall's PFP, but as Michael. So I think,
Well,
Michael, you're
the
outvoted on this.
This is
This
like
meme,
last month where we said that thing about possums. Once you say something, Eduardo's going to do it.
It'll
This
be done
meme
by the end
is-
of the stream.
is very popular in here. This meme.
Yeah, in Brazil it's very popular.
Yeah, it's very popular.
What is the meme?
Yeah.
Yes, Kyle, do you know
You-
what
you
this
know
profile
the-
picture is a reference to?
You know
Yes,
the
it's,
reference, right?
What is going on? Oh yeah, it's the thing when the
scrolled
Flash
your PDF
is over
to
the
the
Green Arrow guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know what it
Oh,
is. guys,
nice.
come on. Sorry, I got this is like I'm trying to zoom in so everyone can see it on chat.
Be
This
careful,
is a-
Kyle.
What's up?
Be careful.
There we go. Yeah. Thanks. There we go. Um, so yeah, this was an Eduardo special. I was very excited about this in the script. I mean, this was a gag that Joe and I worked on for a long time. And I live in LA. I've been in LA now for this summer will be basically 20 years. And yeah, online dating in LA is hysterical. But there is this app called Raya, for those who don't know, that is supposed to be for like notable people. And it's essentially like you have to be like a celebrity of some sort or connected in some sort. There's a lot of founders and entrepreneurs that like to take douchey pictures and
Oh, I'm a
use those
founder
as
and
their...
an entrepreneur. Maybe I am famous enough.
And Eduardo's about to draw you a douchey picture, so it's actually
Great.
a great fit.
Great. Do you have to
but
pay?
no,
Because
so-
I can probably claim it on my taxes research.
You do. It is absolutely a paid service, for sure. It's like somebody's. It's some. Who is it? It's somebody's brother. It owns it. It's like and
Okay.
started it. Like someone famous. Like it's an actress's brother. Who the heck was it? We should Google that. That's
It's not. It's
Not
not,
that it matters.
hugely important.
no. That's gonna be the name of the video.
Okay. Well, while Kyle Googles that, Eduardo,
I'm not.
I'd love to talk to you. Yeah, I know. I'd love to talk to you about this 12-panel page. Normally, we would really like, if I saw a 12-panel page in the script, I would be like, guys, could we maybe cut this down? That's a lot of work. But I think you kind of loved drawing this page, right?
Yeah, in the beginning I was kind of scared because every time that I read 12 panels on a page, I already started to writing, guys, 12 panels is too much. It won't fit. But then Kyle sold me the idea, and then I had a
In
lot
India?
of fun doing it. Yeah, yeah. It was very fun, to
It's-
draw these scenes and the dialogues, the dialogues. I was
It's a
laughing
little bit of
while I
a-
was drawing it.
It's a little bit of a callback to Radiant Black issue number 2 when Nathan goes through the montage of Uber driving, or driver driving, I guess we should call it, in order to suss out the location of Radiant Red. So we thought it'd be fun in our second issue back here in the new era to do a little callback, but with Marshall taking full advantage of his notoriety, play to his strengths. So yeah, I mean,
And
this
most
is
dialogues are about Billy Zane, right?
Yeah, so we have to note that this was, I'm pretty sure, Joe's first swing at this. I don't think
first
we
pass.
changed.
Yeah.
We punched it up a little, but this was Joe's. Joe wrote this entire Billy Zane bit and then messaged me. He's like, "You're gonna hate it. Rewrite it all." Or he assumed we weren't gonna like it, and then you read it, and then I read it, and we were both like, "It's pretty good."
Yeah, I assume that this is just Joe voice recording a conversation he was having in his real life with someone else about the Phantom. I
Maybe.
I don't know if Joe knows that I've had almost identical conversations with Matt Groom about this, and Matt also loves the Phantom.
He does not know, but I know that, and it made
It's
it
just
that much
so
more.
dangerous because at some point they will be in a room at the same time, and all they will be able to talk about is Xander Drax, and that's not safe for any of us.
Does Matthew love the Phantom?
Matt loves the Phantom.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was an artist on the Phantom for Dynamite for 12 issues.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, it's true.
Wait a
Crazy.
second, Joe. So wait, Matt. Matt likes the Phantom movie. He doesn't. I don't think he likes the Phantom.
He
though.
likes the movie.
Yeah.
But the Phantom is big in Australia, right?
Yes, it's like it's basically the only comics industry we have is creating new issues of the Phantom.
Yeah,
That's an honest, true fact.
the
So
Phantom is pretty
nice.
much alive in Australia.
Well, he's not
have
alive anywhere, Eduardo. He's the ghost who walks.
I've seen, yeah, yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah,
My
Eduardo, you drew the
bad.
book. How did you
Yeah.
not know that?
I never know what I'm drawing. I just read the words and make drawings, you know. Oh, the
Oh,
guy wears the purple suit. Okay, let's draw this, you know.
totally agree with this. So Joe's in the chat. The Phantom is an all-timer soundtrack. It does. It's a score by David Newman, a very underappreciated film composer, brother of Thomas Newman and son of Randy Newman. Thomas Newman famously scored, I mean, Road to Perdition, a bunch of James Bond movies, all of Sam Mendes' films. David Newman did Serenity, The Phantom, a lot of action adventure stuff, but great, and the score is fantastic. Yeah, totally agree with that
The
one.
problem is that we have now all turned into Marshall in this scene, talking about the Phantom to people who don't care about the Phantom. So I
And they're
do
welcome.
have to move us on. Before we move us on, I just want to take a moment to shout out our now ongoing colorist, Rod Fernandez. This page is stunning.
Yeah,
Which one are
He's
we
just
talking
great.
Yeah.
he's doing
The
great in
12-panel
this
date
arc.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, he's been doing great since he came into the book, but
Yeah,
he's
this
doing
page and a couple of other pages in this issue really felt
Yeah.
like he's unlocked a new thing, and he's real good, and I love working with Rod.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you know what? On that topic here, just as we're looking at this, Eduardo, maybe you can translate for Marcelo. Rod has a fun history with us. What is Marcelo? What is Rod's background as a colorist? Where did we find him?
Como a gente encontrou o Rod, Marcelo? Como vocês
Como a gente
encontraram o Rod?
encontrou,
É.
eu já conheci ele pessoalmente e um certo dia eu estava precisando de assistente de cor. E aí eu pedi a ajuda dele. E ele fez um ótimo trabalho e eu sempre chamava ele para me ajudar. Em algum momento, o Caio perguntou: o que você acha de da gente botar o Rod como colorista? Eu falei: vamos fazer um teste com ele. E ele foi muito, muito bem. E aí deu tudo certo. E ele está melhorando a cada dia.
Yeah, he said he
Ele
was
é um,
his
ele é um grande amigo meu.
assistant, right?
Yeah.
Was his friend, and he was helping with colors, and then eventually he enters as the colorist of the book. Is that it, Kyle?
Yeah. So for quite some time, actually, people might not know this, but if they look at the credits, they'll probably be able to tell. So we started the book with Marcelo Marcelo wanted to color himself, and we did that for the first essentially 4 issues. And then Marcelo hurt his hand.
And
really
then his
bad.
hand almost exploded by doing that.
We have the
Yeah.
photos. We won't put them on stream, but if you DM us, we'll send. No.
Yeah.
It sounds
it
like
was-
Eduardo is joking, but the photo did look like
Yeah.
his hand was about to explode.
Yeah, it was
Looks like
pretty
one
bad.
of those hospital gloves that you
Yeah.
pump air on it, you know, and it looks like that.
I rest for 2 weeks for the
Yeah.
normal. Yeah.
So that's actually when Eduardo joined us to draw issue 5, and Natalia Marquez.
Marcus.
I'm not sure.
Natalia
I've never said Marquez. I've never said
Marquez,
Natalia's name
yeah.
out loud before. Her last name. But she joined and colored issue 5, and I think Marcelo, you helped on a few pages at the end of 5 because you were feeling better. But from then
Yeah.
on, we basically have been in this search for a full-time colorist, and we've had some amazing people work with us. Some have been a really good fit, and schedules didn't work out. Some weren't quite the right fit, but they did really nice work. And so it's just been this process. And heading into the Catalyst War, I don't know what happened or why it was, Marcelo, but we got some samples from Rod for something, and they were great. And I was like, "Who is this? Where did he come from?" And Marcelo was like, "Oh, he's my former assistant." I was like, "Why haven't we talked to him before?"
And Raul,
Oh, you mean we could
Raul
get the
Angulo
guy
was
who
also great on the
Marcelo
Catalyst
trained?
War, right?
Sorry, one at a time. What was that? Do you guys want to raise
Sorry.
your hands, or do you want to?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Michael.
No, go ahead, Eduardo. Go ahead, Eduardo.
Yeah, Raul Angulo also made a great job on Catalyst War
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
He was awesome.
I,
Yeah.
I think Rod is very similar to my colors. Is the same palettes is very similar.
Hmm.
And he worked uh, worked some, yeah, I think it is.
yeah.
Amazing.
Right, guys, we should
So,
move
yeah,
on to the next scene. I just
we can do that.
I have to shout out in this date, Marshall going. I saw a guy throw up through this thing once, as a girl is trying to get him to take off the helmet. It's just in any other situation, what a mood killer. But he somehow manages to pull it off.
Yeah. Here, should I
Um,
should I pull that one up?
well, why don't you pull up the big splash instead, so we can talk about that reaction?
But my favorite panel on this issue is this one panel, the second panel with the reflection on the helmet. You know,
Yeah,
Me
and
too.
Rod did a great job on colors as well.
it's beautiful.
Eduardo, can you remind me, did the script say you can see her in the reflection, or was that your insane decision?
I think not. I think I decided, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm not,
Well, this was actually, you know what? This was actually a late scene in the issue where I think this was the last scene that we ended up doing, Eduardo, because there was some schedule stuff. I was trying to find a few things. And this is one of those instances where like totally trust Eduardo, and Eduardo said, I think I know kind of what to do, laid it out, and then I wrote final dialogue for it to that. Um, and so yeah, I mean that panel, the second we saw it, I remember it was right before we went to India actually, and I told you in India, I was like, no, leave it. Like I know I know what to do. Like I'll make it work. It's like pitch perfect.
yeah, I like it. And it's the kind of panel that if the colorist doesn't make a good of it, it ruins it, right? So the colors really shine the the, the lines there.
Totally.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Totally.
And
Rod makes
unfortunately, while
great work
yeah.
in this renders.
Mm-hmm.
while you all knew what to do, Radiant Black does not handle the situation. Well, he gives her exactly what she says she wants, but it turns out that flying is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a fair way of putting it.
Yeah. Um, this was in the script very early, right? You guys had this,
Yeah.
like, this beat of it for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Sorry.
from
Was that
here-
a question? Yes.
Yeah. I'd love to talk about, like, let's go to the next thing because there's more to do when we're nearly at an hour.
Okay. You want me to turn
Because
pages?
this issue is about to get more serious. Some serious stuff is about to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In Pilsen, of all
Marshall-
places.
Yeah, so Carl, what does that mean? I'm not a Chicago person. Many of our listeners aren't Chicago people. Tell us about Pilsen.
Well, so Pilsen is an area of Chicago. It's like it's kind of on the south side. I mean, it is on the south side, but it's an area that there's a significant Hispanic population. Really great music venue that I've been to, Talia Hall. That's pretty awesome. It's just kind of it's a historic neighborhood, but it's also a neighborhood that in the course of the Catalyst War is a prime target for gentrification by some of these new developers that are coming into the city, really kind of sensing opportunity for basically making a lot of money and rebuilding and taking control of areas that they otherwise in any other time wouldn't have had an opportunity to get their hooks into. Joe, if you're still on stream, am I close? Do I have? Give us some Pilsen facts. So, Joe lives on the north side of the city, but he, as a musician, has also spent a lot of time at all over town. Joe, have you ever played at Talia Hall? We'll see if he.
While we
We'll see
wait
if
for
he
Joe to
responds here.
drop some
Yeah.
Pilsen facts, TM, let's talk about the person who comes to visit. This is one of our new characters for this arc. They were designed by Marcelo, drawn here by Eduardo, written by Kyle, you and Joe. Tell us what you can tell us about this new character.
Well, her name is Mariposa, which is Spanish for butterfly. And we actually all had quite a debate in India about the name of this character. So Eduardo felt like in Portuguese the translation is different, and so what you were anyway. But yes, her
Yeah,
name is
in
Mariposa.
Portuguese, mariposa is like a moth for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I one day you guys will get tired of me and my 1 million questions each issue, you know.
This is, I mean this genuinely, this is the hardest I've ever seen Eduardo argue for anything on this book, ever.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Except
really like, no, it
except
has to
for
be a
the
different
yeah,
name.
except for the issue 33 other detail there.
Okay, yeah, except for that name, yeah, that's fair.
But you
Well,
guys
issue
were right.
33,
Yeah.
issue
guys were
33
right.
has a drawing that went with it. Eduardo didn't do a drawing to make his case here.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Marcelo, this is one of probably a dozen new characters that you drew designs for as we were coming into this arc. Do you remember where this look came from?
Yeah, yeah. Eu vou falar em português, tá? A gente, tá bom, Eduardo?
Oh, tá bom. Okay.
A, ge-
I'll
a
translate
gente,
after.
yeah. É, a gente criou um personagem masculino para essa personagem. Só que em algum momento ela se tornou uma mulher e ela tinha muito mais amarelo, muito menos amarelo no traje, era muito mais verde. E em algum momento a gente fez essa versão e o Caio falou, yeah, it's that. Então deu certo, assim, ela ficou um dos designs que eu mais gosto, né, de ver, assim.
Yeah, initially he said that it was supposed to be a man on this design, but then you guys tried out uh, turning it into a woman,
Yeah.
and she was also more green. Had a lot more green on the suit in the beginning, and then you add yellow, and you guys add the yellow, and
Yeah.
then you all love it, and it's one of Marcelo's favorite characters so far from the
E, o,
series.
e é importante dizer que o design do personagem foi ideia sua, do cabelo, das tranças.
Ah, and the hair I gave this idea of her having like a boxer hair, like a fighter
Yeah,
hair,
yeah.
very curly with what's the name of the hair thing that like Rapunzel?
Braid.
Oh yeah.
Braids, yeah, with braids.
But,
The hair with
yeah.
braids. Yeah. It turned out cool. A cool character indeed. As
It's a very
always,
cool
as
character.
Marcelo does. Yeah.
So it looks like here. Actually, I'm just checking the chat. So JP had a nice comment here, and he was commenting on some of the geography being slightly off. So this one's my bad, JP. So I added a location caption on this page in the 11th hour because I felt like I needed to recenter everyone, and I didn't triple check where it should have been. So appreciate the call out.
Geography check.
Yeah, the geography check. But and then actually, it looks like Joe did hit us here with Pilsen began as a historically Czech neighborhood, thus the name. Then the city routed the Congress Expressway through the old historical Mexican neighborhood, and the residents had to relocate. Worth the
Look at
trip,
that.
amazing food, great public art, National Museum of Mexican Art. There
See?
we go.
Also, some silos where Radiant Black happened, so we should get them to put up a plaque or something.
Well, no. The silos. That's what I'm saying. I made a mistake. The silos are
Oh, the
actually
silos aren't
elsewhere.
in. Yeah, you got to go somewhere else to see the silos. I'm with you.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
Kyle,
We'll fix
I
it for
feel like-
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
After
safe
the
for
trade, we
me
will
to
pretend
say-
it never was never wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's safe for me to say, in the first pass at this was not so romantic an encounter, right?
I don't think. No. Originally, this was a U note.
Yeah.
I think
That's how
you
I know.
added. Yeah.
I
In
love
the
the body
first-
gags.
Oh yeah, hold. I'll pull that up. Michael, why don't you talk about the genesis of some of
Yeah.
that, in particular their dynamic and how it plays in thematically with the rest of the issue.
You know, it's funny because I don't. Kyle will laugh when I say this. I try not to like heavy note a lot. Like when I note, I'm trying to find what you guys are trying to write or draw in the script, and give notes to help draw that out. As we were approaching this, it was just like two things happened simultaneously as I was reading it. And one was we have all this dating stuff in the issue, and then the issue just kind of like that all happened, but it doesn't really resolve narratively in any way. And the other thing that happened was as I was reading this page and like looking at the design, maybe even a page had come in, I was like, I think Marshall would be into this. Like, I think Joe and I had a conversation really briefly before Kyle joined a call once that was like, we're taking Marshall on these dating journeys. What does the ideal partner for Marshall actually look like? And I think the thing that we said was it's one of two options. It's either like fully stable, fully locked in, like sensible, responsible corporate job, someone who can like really negate all of his kind of bouncy craziness. Or the sort of person who would be insane enough to strap experimental technology to their back, generate a set of wings, lead a gang, and confront a superhero. And so we ended up here where, I don't know, there's some sparks flying. Who knows what might happen?
Well, and where the real crux of it comes from, as far as like, it's my favorite. It's a great little meet cute. He drops a clerk's line, and she picks up what he's throwing down, and the rest. Well, I don't want to say it's history because we don't know how it's going to turn out yet. But, well, I know how it's going to turn out, but they don't know how it's going to turn out. But I thought it was a really great for someone who's a huge movie lover. It was a really it's a really fun, smart. I think that was a Joe one too. Of like, he would, if she's a cinephile in any way, shape, or form, even at the level of a Marshall, which is more like, you know, he doesn't know obscure German films or French films, French New Wave or anything like that, but he knows, you know, U.S. classics and deep cuts and things like that. If she's into genre film, ooh, man, he should buy The Ring now.
He probably shouldn't. His life is not that stable.
That's true. Well, it could be cubic zirconium. Like, he doesn't have
Yeah,
to, like...
one of those lab-grown ones. I think they're cheap these days.
something like that.
With that, we start coming to the end of the issue. Our bad guy for the arc makes one appearance. Ooh, boy, he's close, isn't he? That's like, he doesn't have it, but he doesn't not have it either.
Yeah, sorry, I'm pulling up his shot right now. Yeah, I wonder, Michael, do you think he'll probably do you think he'll be able to figure it out?
No, I think that will be enough information, and he'll stop trying to find out who Radiant Black is now. I'm pretty sure.
Also, just so we're all clear, we got a really hard no from Kelly that a cubic zirconium is very unclassy and Marshall should not do this. So uh,
All I would
now I
say
think he
is
has
that
to.
Marshall is sort of profoundly unclassy, right? Like, if there's one thing you can say about him,
That he's unclassy? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's up there. He's up there. What is so? Hold on, Navi, you totally missed a Barry reference here. What Barry reference did we miss? Oh, Barry the show or Barry Allen? Barry the show. You probably mean Barry the show, don't you? I was in gravesite meme land still. Which, by the way, I haven't told you this yet, Michael. We were at WonderCon this weekend, and we did dinner at the Pixar Hotel, where I may or may not have risked the health of my knee to bend down and try to do my best meme here of
Nice.
with Remy the rat, so I could text it to Patton. Right, but I opted instead to go with Remy the rat ears.
Oh boy. All right. With that, we have come to the end of the issue. But you guys said you wanted to talk a little bit about India. So why don't you tell us about your trip to India that you all went on together?
Yeah, I mean it was a blast. I think I actually have a video here, guys. I could probably it's a first cut of something that we were putting together. It unfortunately does not have. There we go. Let me load this up
Marcelo
here.
has gone invisible.
He's gone invisible. He has.
I think
It's
his
true.
cat
Yeah.
must be doing something. Oh, Marcelo.
My
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, that's so cool.
Marcelo bought that on India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to sort of give a bit of context, you guys went for, is it Chennai Comic Con? Is that what the event is called?
Yes.
Yeah. So
And you three were all special guests.
We were. So Eduardo, Marcelo, Kelly, and I all went. Shout out to Panda for all of his amazing help facilitating the entire week, really, and the amazing volunteers that helped us there as well, and everyone who worked for the India Comic Cons. So they have, like, I want to say something
Jaden
like
for
8
inviting us too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaden, right?
Yeah, I think they've got something like eight shows a year. We went to Chennai. We all flew in, had a day kind of to ourselves, and then a day where they took us out to see all the sights of the city. I mean, we drove like an hour and a half outside the city, I want to say, to go to a bunch of different locations, historical sites. Had an amazing lunch right on the water, where Eduardo and Marcelo drew some pretty cool art on the walls. We met some cows. Cows were cool, right, guys?
Lots of cows. Yeah.
What you know what? I've got some other. I'm uploading the video right now, but I've got some other photos that I put in the newsletter. I believe. No, that was last month. Let me pull this up real quick here. Okay, what were your guys' impressions of it all?
Foram suas impressões da Índia, Marcelo?
Eu achei que o povo é muito prestativo, gostei muito das pessoas, a comida é incrível E, sei lá, a cultura é incrível também. Mas a comida, eu fiquei bem impressionado com a comida deles.
Yeah,
E,
Marcelo loved
e as
the
pessoas são maravilhosas.
Marcelo loved the people. Very, very, very warm
Perspective,
people. The food was great. Yeah. Mm,
the
yeah,
culture,
the restaurant we went on the beach was amazing.
look at that.
Really fresh fish and wonderful food.
There's the fish right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was some amazing days of meeting another culture and a country that I had never been before. With a lot of the people that were helping us, the
Hmm.
volunteers doing the shrimp was great. Yeah, the the leaf prawns. Oh, it's prawns. It's not shrimp, right?
Prawns. They're prawns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's prawns. Yeah, it was an amazing experience, and also to spend time discussing Radiant Black and talking about the future of everything with Marcelo and Kyle and Kelly. It was
And then
amazing.
having tequila shots before you guys went to
Yeah,
the airport for a
Yeah.
2 a.m.
in an
flight.
Indian pub,
No, no,
in a
Irish
pub
pub.
in
Irish
India.
pub.
Yeah,
No,
an
no, it was an
Irish
Irish
pub
pub.
in India. Yeah, right.
Of course.
This was Eduardo's Eduardo's favorite cow. No.
That's
I took her home with me, right?
Oh, let me go back to the cow. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a
Yeah.
great photo. I don't think I've posted. I've got a great photo of the cow knocking over a trash can to eat all the rubbish. It was amazing. It was shortly after this photo. So this is me and Kelly. Well, there's the cow, or a cow.
Yeah.
And this was the whole team, all the volunteers and everyone who was so awesome to have us. And you know what? I actually shot. We shot a little thing here, so I'm gonna play it. If I can make this work here, there we go. Okay, so this is a little video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So, Michael, do we? I guess before we get out of here, should we take some questions and do a little Q&A here with the chat?
yeah. If you've got questions, please jump in the chat while people think about them and throw them in. Kyle, what can we tell people about both issue 33 and also Rogue Sun 26?
Yeah. So, issue 33 of Radiant Black has its final order cutoff coming up on Monday, and it is part of our little Radiant Black Rogue Sun crossover that we are doing in Radiant Black 33 and Rogue Sun 26. Now, Rogue Sun 26 will actually be coming out first. So, Rogue Sun 26 comes out in, I believe it's 3 weeks, Michael, on
I think it's 2
April.
weeks. On the 16th.
It is. You're right. It is 2 weeks. It's April 16th. So it's right after C2E2, and it's. I mean, we've got some of it here. Have we shown anything yet? Have we shown any previews?
I don't think we've shown anything yet.
Oh, okay. Chad, as you get your questions ready, do you want to see a few pages of our Rogue Sun?
It would just rule so hard if they were all like, no, we're fine, actually, thank you.
Yeah, no, we don't need it.
We're good. Is anyone responding yet?
Not yet. We're a couple of seconds delayed, so it takes a minute for people to jump in.
All right, I'm going to show
While
you
they
one
do-
page.
Okay,
I'll pull
which
up one
page?
page.
Which
Not even
page,
going to tell
though?
you. Not going to tell you.
Okay.
You ready? You ready to be surprised?
That's exactly the page I didn't want you to show.
No? Okay, it's not shown.
Okay.
No, so this is a really fun special issue. It's a cool way to do a little mini crossover where the characters, you don't have to read both issues if you don't want. I highly recommend that you do, though. You learn something you learn something unique from each side of it. And this is something that Ryan and I have been wanting to do for a while now. So happy we were able to put it together here. Rogue Sun 26 had its final order cut off. It happened a few weeks ago, or a week ago, I think. But you still have time. Tell your story. You want to pick up this copy. And it's also just in time for. Did I say it's after C? Yeah, it's after C2E2. But that does actually tee up the fact that we are going to be at C2E2.
Yeah, I think we might have.
Kyle
we lost
Froze.
Kyle?
Oh, am I still there?
No, he's
Yeah,
back.
get back. Yeah, you're back.
I'm here. Anyway, yeah, so we were going to. Actually, Marcelo and Eduardo were hoping to join at C2E2 this year, but it's not going to work out, unfortunately. But Ryan, Parrott, and I will both be there. We are going to have a Massiveverse meetup that we are putting together on Saturday of C2E2, which is going to be right after our. Well, not right after. I mean, it'll be later it'll be in the evening. But Saturday is also the day. Saturday is the day where we're going to have our big panel at the show. I don't remember what time it is offhand. It might be 2:45.
2:45, Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. And we've got a lot of good stuff in store for that panel. C2E2 for me it's my favorite show. It's my hometown show, and Ryan and I are going to come out strong. Kelly McMahon will be there as well. We'll have some fun stuff at the panel. Big announcement. A lot of surprises. And then Saturday night we'll all hang out at a Massiveverse meetup. So if you're in the Midwest, if you're planning to come to C2E2 or you're in the Chicagoland area, please come out. I'll be posting more about the official, the venue for Saturday night, the time and everything. It'll probably be around 7:30 p.m. But yeah, hope to see you all there.
Right. Why don't we take a couple questions?
Yes, let's do it.
This
Okay,
one's
so.
from- Okay, do you want to go?
Oh, go ahead. No, you
No,
go
you
ahead.
got one. You go.
No, I actually don't have one. I was just going to tell everyone, if you've been asking questions throughout the stream and we haven't, seen them during the stream, unfortunately, the way that our streaming platform works, Riverside, we can't actually, save stuff as we see it and bring it up later. So if everyone can ask their questions now, we'll start going through and chatting with them.
All right.
Okay,
here's
what was
one
it like?
Flagged. I think is that our friend Ryan Sidoti flagging questions for us? Is that how that's happening?
I think it is. I think
Thank
Ryan
you,
Sidoti,
Ryan.
Circle Guy News, is going to handle our questions for us. Thank you, Ryan. What was it like getting Chris from Comic Tropes to kick off the return of Marshall School of Business? Yeah, it was great. Chris, I love Chris. I've gotten to know Chris over the years. Chris is a friend. And he's a huge comics advocate and champion and a really talented artist and storyteller himself. And so the more we talked over the last few years, I just thought it would be, we both thought it would be a lot of fun for Chris to do a Marshall School of Business. And so with us coming back in the rebuild era, we didn't do very many Marshall Schools of Business over the last year and a half because of the Catalyst War. But we want to do more of them now, and so Chris kicking things off for us felt like a really nice fit. I think he's on a stream right now. Otherwise, he messaged me earlier. Otherwise, he'd be watching live, and we would pull him in and grill him here. But yeah, shout out to Comic Tropes.
So this is a question from JMCT. At the end of issue 32, in the letters page, there's a question about if there's a green radiant, and it said that the yellow radiant no longer exists after the Catalyst War. Does that mean no more radiant yellow? Kyle, do you want to not spoil this?
Oh boy.
Yellow radiant's gone.
Forever.
We can say that for a fact.
It's
The
gone.
radiant
Yeah.
version of Marshall took it, and he used it, and then he disintegrated. So, seems like it's
That's
gone
where we're
forever.
at. Yeah. Yeah. Where's that sneak peek for 33? Oh, I was talking about Rogue Sun
Okay,
26.
Do you want to show him a page from 33?
I could do that. I could show him an unlettered page. What page should I? Tell me which page. I don't want to get it wrong again, Mr. Massiverse.
Okay. now I
Eduardo,
have
how's
to
that drawing
open-
going? That PFP. We still have time to work it in for this the printing for tomorrow.
Now I have to open 33 and work out which page is good to show people. Do you want to show page 3 featuring the triumphant return of a fan favorite character?
That's a really good page to show. That's a good page to show. All right, so
Ah,
here we go,
nice.
everyone. Yeah, I know. We all just looked at the folder to see what page 3 was. So here is the return of the one and the only Orson the dog.
He's back.
Such a good boy. But
But
where
where
has
has
he
he been? What has he been up
Yeah.
to? Is he a Radiant now? You'll have to read the book to find out.
Is
He
he
the
is
green
he the
radiant. Yeah.
Is he the Orson? Is he a second Earther? Is he the radiant? Is he the Orson from this timeline? How
I
does he
have to
feel
s-
about
yes.
donuts?
He probably loves them, right?
I would think
Do
so.
dogs love donuts?
I don't know anymore because we dropped. Our cat is not a dog, obviously, except that he thinks he's a dog, and he does not believe in, has zero interest in food. I've never seen an animal not have interest in food. So maybe Orson is the same. Maybe he's a vegan, vegan dog who likes tasty treats that are good for the environment and his digestive system.
I tell you, he does love his new chew toy, but for people to find out a little bit more about that, they are going to have to pick up Radiant Black 33.
You're not going to let me show them the chew toy, are you?
No, because there's too many other dialogue spoilers on that page for me to risk it.
No, I've got just the art here.
All right, then go for it.
All right, you want to see? Does the chat want to see Orson's favorite new short-lived chew toy?
Let's
I'm gonna
assume
guess
that they're
that's a
going to say
yes.
yes, and just let's
Yeah.
do it.
All right,
They are here.
Here we go.
They are here still. So
Oh.
Look at that good
The thing
boy.
about it is, it looks so cute, Eduardo.
thanks, Michael.
How do we make these? Is that a thing we can do?
I mean, Marcelo made
has
them.
done some already.
Yeah, we could do them. We could do plushies to some extent. Like we gotta. I don't know. I mean, it's an opportunity cost. I.e., we don't have
Yeah.
time to figure out how to do that, but we could do it. Maybe we'll do it.
It's just
All right, we'll do
we'll
it.
contact some pet toy people, and we'll see if we know. We must know pet toy people. You know all sorts of people.
We know some people. I don't think I know pet toy people, but I could send some emails.
Fair enough. All right, guys, we might take one more question and then wrap it up because we're getting to 90 minutes here. That's not a question. That's
I
just a
don't
compliment.
understand one thing. Why Michael tries to kill Kathy off panel on the letter section.
I want to be clear that I did not try to kill Kathy in the letters column. I said that it was possible that she died off screen.
To be fair, he wanted me to do it on screen.
That's not
And I
true.
said
Don't
no.
lie to these people.
Yeah. That scene
I
that
fully wanted
he
to-
wanted her dead on the Catalyst War on the street, bleeding. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I refused to draw it
The
too.
funny thing
Yeah.
about this is there is a genuine recurring character in this book that I legitimately pushed for you to kill in the Catalyst War, and I've argued for it like 7 times. And
Yeah.
we're at the point right now where you have to decide if you're going to do it or not.
Okay. And if we do it, we'll have no one to wrangle the questions for us.
That's true. Yeah, I just thought that maybe it would be more convenient for us if the Radiant Black version of Ryan Sidoti died in the Catalyst War, because then he wouldn't have to worry about existing in 2 universes simultaneously.
Yeah, for those just for the record here, Michael wants to kill Ryan Sidoti of Circle
wanna
Guy
be clear.
News.
I think I said any one of the 3 of them. I don't think I was specific about which one. You've decided that it must have been Ryan, but I would have been happy with Bill or TJ just as much.
I did. I didn't say Ryan off. Ryan is
Ryan?
Ryan pretending to
Ryan
be Bill, but
wants to
saying that
die.
he offered to die.
No, Ryan,
did offer-
you're
I
a
did-
very nice person. You should not want to die, man.
I said,
Let's talk. Let's talk after after this.
there's still time, Ryan. You
Yeah.
you can still
Let's
find
play
your way.
Helldivers. You can find a purpose in your life.
For democracy, Ryan.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
democracy.
Okay, this has
Oh my
fully
God.
gone off the rails now.
This is
Not
getting
that
clipped.
It was only ever barely on the rails.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Let me hit like 2 more because I've seen like 2 more that I
Okay.
think would be. Oh well, Ryan got us. Any ideas for new heroes for the Massiverse, or are you gonna just continue with Radiant Black and Rogue Sun? That's a good question. So the plan is right now just Radiant Black and Rogue Sun as far as monthly titles go, and then Infernal Girl Red Book 2 will be back this year. It'll be out. Actually, Michael and I have to talk about that, like maybe literally tonight. As far
Probably
as
after
printing,
this, yes.
yeah, printing schedule. The book's done. It's gorgeous. I'm so proud of the team, Matt and Erica and everyone, Igor and Becca, and Michael. Like, you guys, everyone killed it. So, really, really excited about that one. And then our focus right now is on keeping Radiant Black and Rogue Sun monthly, on time and monthly. And to the extent that we are able here, we are working really, really hard on that. We want consistency with readers and with retailers, and all the promos we're doing with Will Friedle and Johnny Young Bosch and everyone. Those will continue, and as we work to raise general awareness about the line, the universe, the library, the catalog at this point that we have. And then we're writing the No One feature film right now. Brian Buccellato and I are, and we're recording the Radiant Black audiobook at the moment. So those are really where, kind of like I said, the priorities are. I want to make sure we get through the slate of everything, and obviously the No One movie is going to be a very, pun unintended, massive undertaking. So there's no plans essentially to add any new characters or books, I should say.
We lost Kyle again. Oh no.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
back.
back. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
But no, there's no plans to add any new books at this time, and unless there's stuff that you're planning that I don't know about, Michael.
Well, no, I think the only thing I'd add to that, Kyle, is that you and I have had conversations about directions we could go at some point in the future. But
Sure.
as you said, right now, like, we have our priorities, but we have some ideas for sure. But they're not top of the list, at least for the next couple of months.
Totally. And just so everyone can see here, I've got I should have put this on my computer, but I'm just going to do this. If I'm trying to,
Yep.
hold on, sorry,
Work
it's not
now.
showing my,
Yeah.
Now it has focus now. Not
it's so
anymore.
weird. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
no, hold on, sorry guys. There's the layout thing is getting weird on me. I was trying to pin, there we go. So this is it'll focus in a second. Maybe. There we go. So that
Yeah.
is Nathan Burnett himself, Mr. Ryder Strong there in a little setup that we did at his place. And this was from our second session recording the audiobook last week, actually. So we're going to be doing some more with Will and Ryder together, and we'll have some fun behind the scenes stuff on that. And then we've got a few other actors that we still have to record and everything. But yeah, you'll start seeing and hearing some more previews of that stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just check one
Alright.
more time if there's anything else I wanted to hit. Yeah, there you go. No new books, but new characters coming. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Will Radiant Black get an animated series like how many manga get adapted to anime? Sure.
Eventually.
That's my answer. That's my answer.
Okay.
is
That's your
I've-
answer now,
I've-
is it?
I've stopped, like at the point now, and I say this with love to everyone, we get asked about an animated show multiple times a day, every single day. And I think now I'm just going to start saying yes. That's going to be my new answer is yes.
Is this like
Yes, it
the
will. Yes, we're doing
secret,
it.
like you're vision boarding it
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
universe by saying it's
It's
real?
materializing it. Yeah.
I'm just tired of giving context multiple times a day about these things are expensive, right? And like we would love to do an animated show. If you have $8 million, we could do it for 4. We could do a version for 4. If you can give us $4 million, we will make the Radiant Black animated show. So, I think Michael, did you literally answer this in the letters column too?
Yeah, of course. In fact, I answered it in the letters column so people would stop asking you, Kyle.
No,
but,
well, I
you know,
appreciate it.
we
But
know
no, in all seriousness,
think-
we would love to do it. It's just a matter of we got to find the right partners, the right fit, and we're not going to go to Netflix and Amazon and pitch a show right now. It's just not. It's not a good time in the market and the industry, but more importantly, with the upheaval in the industry right now. Like if you're selling a show to a Netflix or an Amazon, etc., they want all rights. Like they want the live action rights, they want everything. Whereas if you go and raise the funding independently and make a show, you have more control and leverage as you try to shop a series to one of the streamers or elsewhere, depending on what pops up over the next year or two in the media landscape. So like I said, it really does have to be the right fit, the right partners. But it is absolutely something that we're interested in and something we've been playing around with behind the scenes, but nothing to actually report on anytime soon.
Yeah, I think the only two things that I would add to that, which I think covered basically all of it, are the Invincible TV show took 18 years from the first issue, so we're 4 years in, so we've got 14 more to go until we hit that point. And the other thing is, listen, as soon as there's a deal and something happens, we're not going to be shutting up about it. There will be no way for you to miss it once it happens. So, like, it's not going to come out and you're not going to know about it, I promise. But until then, we don't really have anything to report.
Yeah. And also, I love that I am now a low-key superhero.
Because you've got glasses, that's how it works.
Because I got glasses.
Kyle Kent.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we should probably let everybody go and do all of the work that I need them to do. That's not a joke.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back here about this time next month to talk about issue 33. There'll be a lot to talk about. We should see if we can get Ryan Parrott as well, because he might have input.
Well, I was just going to say we need to do a live stream for Rogue Sun 25 still as well. So Ryan was out of the country. He was in London, England, doing stuff that I can't talk about. But now he's back.
Blimey, Governor.
Governor, yeah. So he can jump on stream and talk about Rogue Sun 25. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe this week. We'll try to give more notice than we did today for like a day upstream. But yeah, we'll definitely be back around this time next month for issue 33 of Radiant Black.
All right. Bye, guys.
See you guys.
See you
All right,
guys.
take care,
Bye.
everybody.
Thanks for watching.